I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to Complete Trader Academy's Daily Review. Today is June 15, Thursday, 2023. So we got this big ass bullish candle. Actually came out to take out that liquidity that it's been looking for from there. Got into 50% of this range of this daily. Some couple videos ago, or even more than that, I had this as a level drawn out green. And then obviously this was an extreme, but this was the higher level. So sure enough, we opened up, we just retraced back into a higher low to the point, and a little more confluence there, which was the open of the actual week, and then shot up for the whole day nonstop. So hit that little gap that we mentioned there, and then all this extra, didn't expect that, but kept running. So take a look here. Even though, long conversation short, I mean, you got these liquidity points. There's no inefficiency in price besides these liquidity points. They're juicing the market 100%. Price shouldn't be here unless, like I mentioned earlier in the weeks and videos, I was saying that, they're going to increase, not inflation as far as the rate goes, but injecting money. And I expected some type of bull run. How far it was going to go is anybody's bet. But at the same time, ES and NAS, they're reaching these gaps to the left of their chart. So, we're running for liquidity and we're running up. So this is very clear that this could be possibly hit. Now, should it, instead of it coming up, should it have kept coming down? I mean, in the perfect world, it should, and where the price is valued where it should be. But the algorithm is looking for and hunting, taking people out from months ago. Obviously, this is a high from February, so 4 months ago, right? Or more than that. Yeah, 4.5 months ago. So, and we almost reached it by 20 points. So, definitely, I don't think the top side's over, only because they want to just finish some of these objectives. Here is a good question. I could see it happening. Still, even though I want to be bearish, I can still see this happening. But this one for sure. If we're gonna break this high and keep going, and we're passing 50% of this wick, right? So you are already reaching past to the next level of the algo, which is going to be the high. So crazy day. But I'm running around with my pops because he's in town, and missing most of this move, but that's okay. Let's take a look here down to a 4-hour. You can see this here. When we had news yesterday at 2:30, we bought it up. This is a very probable buy in general, for even if my intention was to take it for a higher low. I mean, the thing kept rolling right through, so that's apparent that it's gonna be a new higher high, right? But this higher low that formed yesterday, when it tapped there, I mean, you have this, we don't really focus on support resistance or anything, but at the same time, it's going to be, incorporated with some other factors, in this case, a gap here. But, this is your classic situation of support, right? So, when it retraces and it takes care of all these liquidity, we're gonna generally bounce here. And then as far as high as it goes, is obviously is looking for the high that it took out, and then it, back here, as we were saying, this is 50% of that daily wick. We had liquidity sitting right there, right, which is underneath this level, right? So that's more liquidity to grab, and then of course the high of that, right? So let's go back. Let's go into a 1-hour real quick, and then tell you where. I told people the levels were happening at the same time at 8 in the morning, and what to look for. And sure enough, panned out really nice. So here, look, this line right here, this is the week open right here. And price, once we bought up, we played around. We didn't close that gap with a body yet. So I was telling them, watch out for that. This is number one key level to take profit at or to trade to. Next level is where I have this drawn since yesterday. We had that liquidity sitting there. We had this gap right here that wasn't never filled. When it dropped here, it never filled it. So ran right to it, right? And then their objective was obviously to keep going and take out these other objectives here. But the buy is already in place for us to buy. We're not trying to sell this. I mean, if we would have came down and broke this low, then it would be a different conversation. But if it's going to hold up anywhere, it comes to the perfect point right here, right? So that's another signature there. Bounce right off of it. But in detail, you'll see closer why this is more important. So higher low here, higher low is considered to be here too, right? So let's go into a, I want to go into, I'll just go on a 15-minute real quick. Might as well do a longer review. So, okay, price comes right back into this block. All right. Then price is opening, playing around, right? And then this is when we're looking at the chart, 8 o'clock. I mentioned that we would retrace. We would come back down. Sure enough, it tags that level. And the entry is on a 1 minute time frame. Happens to be the same entry level of the open week gap of this week. So this is stuff that we pay attention and look for. Here's the 15-minute. And then let me go into a 5 real quick. And you'll see here that level right there, a little more clear. Price comes down and retraces. This is the 8:30 news first, right? You had a second opportunity at 9:30 actually. And so you see that price came down. So it took that liquidity, held here. So if it's holding here, this is generally going to be a buy, right? So look closely. We'll go into a 1 minute, same area, and there's what we look for every day. So price came down, never broke that low. We had this candle, we have this pattern that we always trade. And look at this purple line. This is already on my chart. You go look at previous videos, they're already there before this day starts, right? So understanding that, look where the entry happens, literally same level. So 9:30 comes, I'm sorry, after 8:30, that's a pattern right there, shoots up. Now we're here, and then 9:30 is rolling around. Where is it going to go? Came right back into this block right here, really nicely. On a higher time frame, you can see it better, and smacks that level, and is again a retrace back. If I go to the 15-minute, that's what I forgot to mention on 15-minute, was that it came in and had an imbalance there. And this is the 9:30 right here. Falls right into it. This happens to be a 5-minute block right here. Falls right into it. Very high probability area here for a buy. So fake move down and then shot up all the way all day. So that was another opportunity there. And then you had other opportunities, but I mean, you know, my idea was to take it to this here. And then as it rolled right through, this level, 373 level, which is the 50% of that daily wick, shot right to it. And then I would definitely be done, or I wouldn't even try to expect to take it here. I would definitely just take the profit there if you were in that trade. But the rest of the day was a wash, and sure enough, we slowly crept up to here, and we're 20 points away from that high. So now, as the question is, and all this is happening, dollar is coming down, and came right into this imbalance of price, hit this support area with demand blocks here. Beautiful. Can it go lower? Does it break these lows? I don't know, but it's looking like it. And that's going to send us higher, which is going to then turn around and make us take out these highs that we're talking about, that everyone thinks that it can't happen, right? So even if you look on a higher time frame, like a monthly, weekly, this is just floating for the taking. So Let's go to a week real quick. And as you'll see here, that looks very nice to take, to be honest with you, before we kind of come down into this area, where we should be. Now, people are saying, is this bullish? Well, technically it's bullish, in the sense that we've been bullish for 100 years. Number one. Number two, for them to keep coming higher than here, and this was the height of them telling on themselves with the influx of money coming in, for this to get broken, I don't expect to be bearish forever, but at the same time, for you to be up here is what business do you have being up here right now? So obviously what they're trying to do is they're just trying to take all the liquidity first, probably get in this wick, but I mean, you know, I would like to see it stay underneath here. But a monthly chart, as you see here, so minus the other stuff, where are we naturally trying to grab? We're trying to take this liquidity, and then that's one right there that makes sense as well. If it's, you know, something just pushing up very hard as far as the news driver goes, but dollar, we'll see what dollar does, and we might get a bounce from here. So we got some inefficiency in there. Are these lows going to be protected? It's already bearish. We know the dollar ain't worth shit. So definitely we would expect it to come down. But my logic is they got to trick up their sleeve, and they're going to make the dollar dominant as far as reserve currency and all that conversation, right? But look where it closes. Literally closes and lays on this block. So not a coincidence there. But that being said, on the futures chart, I think you can see a gap, but ES and NAS, they're reaching. There's another final gap that they might be reaching, so it's still in the cards of being bullish. Even if the price came here, I can still be bearish. Even if the price came right here, right, which is over 35,000, right? We never expected to see that lately, but it doesn't mean you can't count it. You can't count it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you have to be married to coming down here anytime soon. But you know, now we're kind of getting closer to an end of a road. Go back to a daily, and you know, after the algorithm takes this liquidity, well, what's its next purpose? It's definitely down here and here, in my opinion. So if you look back, you know, 60 days to 120 days or even longer, you know, this is what's in the cards. So we've been coming up. We should probably get an upset and then start coming down a little bit. We'll see. So let's see, what else do I want to tell you? Yeah, so the, you know, Friday, to this week's profile of what happened was that we opened up here, we came up, we came down, took that liquidity, and then they shot up, right? So this is what this weekly motion looks like. Friday is definitely probably going to continue to buy. So and what does that look like? Well, I mean, we could get a little bit of a retracement here, and then we got news tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I think we also have something at 7. I think a speaker. It's a mild. It's a mild. What do you call it? News. Not mild, but mild conversation with one of the feds at 7:45. Yeah, Waller. And then 10 o'clock we have that. So, you know, that's going to be the question. What's going to happen there is really what I'm thinking here. And Friday should probably continue buying and upsetting. I do like that 4-hour candle the way it looks to try to come down, because obviously we have this massive price imbalance. So you know, where do we get the retracement from? Or does London and them take it? Do they take it during that time? It's going to be, who knows, right? But these are the levels that we're looking at here. So we'll see what happens. But I'm expecting Friday for them to come and take this. So would make sense. All right. So hope this helps. You guys take care until tomorrow. God bless.